I'm a sleep doctor, and what I'm about to share with you is something I've discovered after working with thousands of patients who struggled with insomnia. This discovery has changed how I approach sleep problems completely, and it's going to change how you think about your insomnia too. Most people think insomnia is a problem with sleep itself. They think their brain won't let them sleep, or their body is broken somehow. But after years of research and patient work, I've discovered something completely different. Insomnia isn't a sleep problem, it's a nervous system problem. And once you understand this distinction, everything changes. Let me tell you about Marcus. Marcus was a financial analyst, 47 years old, and he'd been struggling with insomnia for 12 years. 12 years of lying awake at night, staring at the ceiling, watching the clock tick past midnight, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. He'd tried everything. He'd taken sleeping pills, he'd tried melatonin, he'd done meditation apps, he'd read books about sleep hygiene. Nothing worked. When he came to me, he was exhausted. He was desperate. He told me he'd forgotten what it felt like to wake up refreshed. I asked Marcus to describe what happened when he tried to sleep. He said his mind would race. He'd think about work problems, financial worries, things he said wrong during the day. His heart would beat faster. His muscles would tense up. He'd feel this sense of panic, like his body was preparing for danger even though he was lying safely in bed. This is what I call the insomnia trap, and it's the key to understanding what's really happening. Here's what I discovered. When you can't sleep, your nervous system is in a state of high alert. It's in what we call sympathetic activation. Your body thinks it's under threat. It's releasing cortisol and adrenaline. It's preparing you to fight or run away. And your conscious mind is trying to force sleep, which creates even more tension and activation. It's like trying to push a car that's already stuck in the mud. The harder you push, the deeper it gets stuck. The breakthrough came when I started working with a patient named Sarah. Sarah was a lawyer, 52 years old, and she'd had insomnia for 20 years. But Sarah was different. She didn't try to force sleep. Instead, she'd learned to accept her wakefulness. She'd lie in bed and think, "Okay, I'm awake. That's fine. My body will sleep when it's ready." And something remarkable happened. Within a few weeks, her sleep improved dramatically. Within 2 months, she was sleeping through the night. This led me to the real discovery. The solution to insomnia isn't about trying harder to sleep. It's about stopping the fight. It's about teaching your nervous system that it's safe. It's about creating the conditions where sleep can happen naturally, without force, without struggle, without panic. The first principle is what I call nervous system downshifting. Your nervous system has 2 main modes. The sympathetic mode, which is your fight or flight response, and the parasympathetic mode, which is your rest and digest response. When you're awake and alert, you're in sympathetic mode. When you're sleeping, you're in parasympathetic mode. The problem with insomnia is that your nervous system gets stuck in sympathetic mode. It won't shift down to parasympathetic mode even when you're in bed trying to sleep. The solution is to deliberately shift your nervous system from sympathetic to parasympathetic mode before you get into bed. This is what I discovered with my patients. The ones who got better were the ones who spent time in the evening deliberately calming their nervous system. They weren't just going to bed and hoping for the best. They were preparing their nervous system for sleep hours before they actually got into bed. Let me tell you about David. David was a software engineer, 39 years old, and he had severe insomnia. He'd work on his computer until 10 o'clock at night, then get into bed and wonder why he couldn't fall asleep. His nervous system was completely activated from the blue light of his screen, from the mental stimulation of work, from the stress of deadlines. When I explained the nervous system downshifting principle to him, something clicked. David started implementing what I call the evening protocol, At 7 o'clock, he stopped using all screens. He put his phone away, his laptop away, everything. From 7 to 8 o'clock, he did something calming. He read a physical book, he listened to music, he had a conversation with his wife. From 8 to 8:30, he had a light snack with some carbohydrates and protein, and he drank chamomile tea. From 8:30 to 9 o'clock, he took a warm bath and put on comfortable clothes. From 9 to 9:30, he did some light stretching and breathing exercises. Then he got into bed at 9:30. Within 1 week, David was falling asleep faster. Within 2 weeks, he was sleeping through the night. Within a month, he told me he felt like a completely different person. He had energy again. He had clarity. He had hope. He said, "Doc, I can't believe that something so simple could work. I wasted years fighting my sleep when I should have been preparing for it." The second principle is what I call acceptance and non-resistance. This is crucial. Most people with insomnia fight their wakefulness. They lie in bed and think, "I have to sleep. I have to fall asleep. Why can't I fall asleep? This is terrible. I'm going to be exhausted tomorrow." This internal struggle creates more nervous system activation, which makes sleep even harder. The solution is counterintuitive. Instead of fighting your wakefulness, you accept it. You lie in bed and think, "Okay, I'm awake right now. That's fine. My body will sleep when it's ready. There's no rush. There's no pressure." This acceptance actually reduces nervous system activation. It removes the struggle. And when you remove the struggle, sleep often comes naturally. I had a patient named Jennifer who was a nurse working night shifts. She had severe insomnia on her days off. She'd be so anxious about not sleeping that she couldn't sleep. When I taught her the acceptance principle, everything changed. She started saying to herself, "I'm awake. That's okay. My body knows how to sleep. I'm just going to lie here and relax." Within a few nights, her sleep improved. Within 2 weeks, she was sleeping normally on her days off. The third principle is what I call the sleep environment optimization. Your nervous system responds to environmental signals: temperature, light, sound, comfort. These all send signals to your nervous system about whether it's time to sleep or time to be alert. Most people with insomnia have sleep environments that are sending the wrong signals. Your bedroom should be cool, around 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Your bedroom should be completely dark, or you should use a sleep mask. Your bedroom should be quiet, or you should use white noise or earplugs. Your bed should be comfortable, with a good mattress and pillows that support your neck and spine. These aren't luxuries. These are necessities for telling your nervous system that it's time to sleep. I had a patient named Robert who was a retired teacher. He'd had insomnia for 15 years. His bedroom was warm, around 72 degrees. He had a light from the hallway coming under the door. He had street noise from outside. His mattress was old and uncomfortable. When I suggested he optimize his sleep environment, he was skeptical, but he tried it anyway. He got a new mattress, he got blackout curtains, he got a white noise machine, and he turned down the temperature to 66 degrees. Within 1 week, his sleep improved. Within 2 weeks, he was sleeping through the night. Within a month, he told me he felt like he'd gotten his life back. He said, "Doc, I can't believe that something as simple as my bedroom environment could make such a difference. I spent 15 years trying to fix my insomnia with pills and supplements when I should have been fixing my bedroom." The fourth principle is what I call the sleep schedule consistency. Your nervous system loves predictability. When you go to bed at the same time every night and wake up at the same time every morning, your nervous system learns to anticipate sleep. It starts preparing for sleep before you even get into bed. Your melatonin production increases at the right time. Your body temperature drops at the right time. Your heart rate slows at the right time. But when your sleep schedule is inconsistent, your nervous system gets confused It doesn't know when to prepare for sleep. It doesn't know when to produce melatonin. It doesn't know when to shift into parasympathetic mode. This inconsistency is one of the biggest causes of insomnia. I had a patient named Michelle who was a freelance consultant. Her schedule was completely irregular. Some nights she'd go to bed at 10 o'clock, some nights at midnight, some nights at 2 in the morning. She'd wake up at different times every day. Her nervous system was completely dysregulated. When I suggested she establish a consistent sleep schedule, she thought it would be impossible. But she committed to going to bed at 10 o'clock every night and waking up at 6 o'clock every morning, no matter what. Within 1 week, her sleep started improving. Within 2 weeks, she was falling asleep much faster. Within a month, she was sleeping through the night consistently. She told me, "Doc, I didn't realize how much my irregular schedule was affecting my sleep. Now that I have a consistent schedule, my body knows exactly when to prepare for sleep." The fifth principle is what I call the stress and emotion processing. Your nervous system carries stress and emotions from your day. If you go to bed with unprocessed stress and emotions, your nervous system stays activated. It keeps replaying the day's events. It keeps worrying about tomorrow. It keeps processing emotions. And while it's doing all this processing, you can't sleep. The solution is to deliberately process your stress and emotions before bed. This might be journaling about your day, talking to someone about what's bothering you, doing some emotional release work, or practicing gratitude. The key is to give your nervous system time to process what happened during the day so it can let go of it before you sleep. I had a patient named Thomas who was an executive dealing with a lot of workplace stress. He'd go to bed with his mind full of work problems. He couldn't let go of them. When I suggested he spend 15 minutes before bed journaling about his day and processing his emotions, he was skeptical, but he tried it. He'd write about what happened at work, how it made him feel, what he was worried about, what he was grateful for, and something remarkable happened. After he finished journaling, he felt lighter, his mind felt clearer, and when he got into bed, he could fall asleep much faster. Now, here's what's important to understand. These 5 principles work together as a system. Nervous system downshifting, acceptance and non-resistance, sleep environment optimization, sleep schedule consistency, and stress and emotion processing. If you do just one of these, you'll see some improvement. But if you do all 5 together, the results are dramatic. The reason most people don't beat their insomnia is because they try to fix it with just one thing. They take a sleeping pill, or they try meditation, or they get a new mattress. But insomnia isn't a one-thing problem. It's a nervous system dysregulation problem. It requires a comprehensive approach that addresses all the factors that are keeping your nervous system activated. When you implement all 5 principles, you're essentially telling your nervous system, it's safe to sleep now. You don't need to be on high alert. You can relax. You can shift into parasympathetic mode. You can let go of the day and rest. And when your nervous system gets that message clearly and consistently, sleep returns naturally. I want to be clear about something. This isn't about forcing sleep. It's not about trying harder. It's not about white-knuckling your way to sleep. It's about creating the conditions where sleep happens naturally. It's about removing the obstacles that are preventing your nervous system from shifting into sleep mode. It's about teaching your nervous system that it's safe to sleep. The beautiful thing about this approach is that it works for everyone. It doesn't matter if you've had insomnia for 1 year or 20 years. It doesn't matter if you've tried every sleeping pill on the market. It doesn't matter if you've seen multiple doctors and nothing worked. This approach works because it addresses the root cause of insomnia, which is nervous system dysregulation. Now, I want to address something important. When you first start implementing these principles, you might not see immediate results. Your nervous system has been dysregulated for a long time. It might take a few weeks for it to learn that it's safe to sleep again, but if you stick with it, if you implement all 5 principles consistently, the results will come, and they'll be dramatic. I had a patient named Angela who had insomnia for 25 years. 25 years of sleepless nights. She was skeptical when I explained these principles to her. She'd tried everything, she said. Nothing worked. But she decided to give it one more try. She implemented the evening protocol. She optimized her sleep environment. She established a consistent sleep schedule. She processed her stress and emotions before bed, and she practiced acceptance instead of resistance. After 1 week, she noticed she was falling asleep a little faster. After 2 weeks, she was sleeping through the night occasionally. After 3 weeks, she was sleeping through the night most nights. After 1 month, she was sleeping through the night every night. She called me in tears. She said, "Doc, I can't believe this worked." I spent 25 years thinking my insomnia was permanent, that I was broken, that I'd never sleep again, and now I'm sleeping better than I have in decades. This is what's possible when you understand that insomnia is a nervous system problem, not a sleep problem. When you stop fighting your wakefulness and start preparing your nervous system for sleep, when you create the conditions where sleep can happen naturally, when you address all the factors that are keeping your nervous system activated, the discovery I made is this. Insomnia isn't something you have to live with. It's not a permanent condition. It's not a sign that your body is broken. It's a sign that your nervous system needs help shifting into sleep mode. And once you give it that help, once you implement these 5 principles consistently, sleep returns, your energy returns, your clarity returns, your hope returns. So here's my challenge to you. Pick one of these 5 principles and implement it this week. Maybe it's the evening protocol. Maybe it's optimizing your sleep environment. Maybe it's establishing a consistent sleep schedule. Maybe it's processing your stress and emotions before bed. Maybe it's practicing acceptance instead of resistance. Pick one and commit to it for 1 week. Notice what happens. Notice how your sleep changes. And then, once you've mastered that one principle, add another one. Build your system gradually. Give your nervous system time to learn that it's safe to sleep again. And please, tell me in the comments what you're going to try. Tell me which principle resonates most with you. Tell me what happens when you implement it. Your experience matters. Your questions matter. Your journey matters to me. Because this is what I'm passionate about. This is why I created this channel. To help people like you understand that insomnia is fixable, that sleep is possible, that you don't have to spend another night lying awake wondering why your body won't let you sleep. The truth is, your body wants to sleep. Your nervous system wants to rest. It's just been stuck in high alert mode for too long. And when you give it the right signals, when you create the right conditions, when you implement these 5 principles, sleep comes back, and with it comes everything else: energy, clarity, hope, and the life you deserve to live. Let me also share something that's really important. When you're implementing these 5 principles, there are some common mistakes that people make. Understanding these mistakes can help you avoid them and get results faster. The first common mistake is trying to implement everything at once. People get excited, they understand the 5 principles, and they try to do all of them perfectly from day one. But this creates pressure and stress, which actually activates your nervous system more. Instead, start with one principle, master it, then add another one. Give your nervous system time to adjust and learn. The second common mistake is giving up too early. Your nervous system has been dysregulated for a long time. It might take 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or even a month to fully shift back into sleep mode. People often give up after 1 week because they don't see dramatic results immediately. But if you stick with it, the results will come. I've seen patients who didn't see significant improvement until week 3 or 4, and then suddenly everything clicked. The third common mistake is not being consistent. You can't do the evening protocol on Monday, skip it on Tuesday, do it on Wednesday, and expect your nervous system to learn. Your nervous system learns through consistency and repetition. It needs to see the same signals every single day. So commit to these principles every day, not just sometimes. The fourth common mistake is not addressing all 5 principles. People often focus on just 1 or 2. They optimize their sleep environment but don't establish a consistent schedule. They do the evening protocol but don't process their emotions. But insomnia is a complex problem and it requires a comprehensive solution. All 5 principles work together as a system. The fifth common mistake is not being patient with yourself. Insomnia can be frustrating and exhausting. You might feel desperate for results, but desperation creates tension, which activates your nervous system. Instead, approach this with curiosity and compassion. Be patient with yourself. Trust the process. Your nervous system will learn to sleep again. Now, I want to share one more thing that's really important. This approach isn't just about getting more sleep. It's about transforming your relationship with sleep. It's about moving from a place of fear and desperation to a place of trust and ease. It's about understanding that your body knows how to sleep. Your nervous system knows how to sleep. It's just been stuck in high alert mode. When you implement these 5 principles, you're not just fixing your insomnia. You're healing your nervous system. You're teaching it that it's safe to relax. You're teaching it that it's safe to let go. You're teaching it that it's safe to sleep. And as your nervous system heals, everything in your life improves. Your mood improves. Your energy improves. Your relationships improve. Your work performance improves. Your health improves. I had a patient named Lisa who had severe insomnia for 18 years. When she came to me, she was depressed, anxious, and hopeless. She'd tried everything. She'd spent thousands of dollars on doctors, supplements, and sleep aids. Nothing worked. When I explained the 5 principles to her, she was skeptical but willing to try. She started with the evening protocol. She stopped using screens at 7 o'clock. She read, listened to music, and spent time with her family. She took a warm bath. She did some stretching. She went to bed at the same time every night. Within 2 weeks, she was sleeping better. Within a month, she was sleeping through the night. But the real transformation wasn't just about sleep. It was about how she felt about herself. She went from feeling broken and hopeless to feeling capable and hopeful. She told me, "Doc, I didn't just fix my insomnia, I fixed my life." This is what's possible. This is what I've seen happen with thousands of patients. When you understand that insomnia is a nervous system problem, when you implement the 5 principles consistently, when you're patient and compassionate with yourself, insomnia goes away, and with it, you get your life back. So here's my final message to you. You're not broken. Your insomnia isn't permanent. Your nervous system can learn to sleep again. It might take time. It might take consistency. It might take patience. But it's absolutely possible. And I'm here to help you on that journey. If this resonates with you, I warmly invite you to subscribe to this channel. Every week, I share new insights about sleep, about how your nervous system works, about how to create the conditions for deep, restorative sleep. I share techniques, strategies, and stories from real people who have transformed their sleep and their lives. And I'm genuinely invested in your success. Your comments, your questions, your experiences matter to me. So please, leave a comment. Tell me about your insomnia journey. Tell me what you're going to try. Tell me what happens when you implement these principles. Your story might help someone else who's struggling just like you were. And if you have questions about any of these 5 principles, ask them in the comments. I read every comment, and I do my best to respond to as many as I can, because this is what I'm passionate about. Helping people understand their sleep, helping people transform their nervous systems, helping people get their lives back. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.